Hi guys, welcome to WandrinDutch, and today we're going to be covering the next generation approach for Sony. As you might have seen, I've covered the Xbox approach for next generation in the previous video. This time around we're going to be looking at the Sony approach to next generation, specifically with the PlayStation 5. Sony have taken a different approach. Of course, there is no right way or wrong way to approach the next generation. Each see their user base in a different way. Sony have come out from the start and advised and essentially told their fan base that they see the next generation as a clean slate and that they want everybody to go into the next generation knowing that it is a true generation difference between the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5. Sony have been on top of their game for probably 80% of the generation when it comes to putting out extremely high quality, epic, first person story games, whether that be with God of War, whether that be The Last of Us Part 2 or Part 1, the remastered of course, whether it be Ratchet and Clank, Insomniac Spider-Man, Neo, Bloodborne, The Order, which was mixed and received, much like Rise on the Xbox, but again still had enough of a fan base that one day they hope a sequel may come of it. You also had at the later stage of the generation games like Dreams, which pushed the boundaries of creativeness within games. Some of the outputs of Dreams over out of those who have had the time to put the work into that game, from a player perspective, have shown off some truly remarkable results and what they can achieve in that game. We've also seen games like Gran Turismo try and get back into the swing of things, only releasing one this generation with GT Sport, which received mixed reviews, and of course still highly regarded as the best sim racer out there for sim racing fans. We finished the generation extremely strongly with Ghost of Tsushima and The Last of Us Part 2. Going into the next generation, much like the start of the last generation, Sony, so far, I only have a handful of titles to launch their system with. This isn't a surprise. This is usually how Sony work. The games aren't built in a day. Many of their studios have just come off the back of finishing extremely large, complex games. As just mentioned, The Last of Us Part 2 and Ghost of Tsushima from Sucker Punch. Going into the next generation, we're fully expecting Horizon Zero Dawn, one of the critically acclaimed games both graphically, story-wise, and at an open world perspective, to come out of this generation, to launch in 2021 with their sequel Forbidden West, which will take advantage fully of the PlayStation 5. God of War 2 is also expected to release at some point in 2021. Sony will launch the generation with Spider-Man Miles Morales and third-party exclusive Godfall. Sony specifically have went into this generation ruling that they want to draw a line under the previous gen. They want this to be the quickest transition from any generation into the next generation for their user base. They have completely redesigned both hardware and software, working with their developers over the last few years on specific game engines such as Decima and Gorilla. And those engines have proved extremely fruitful and will continue to do so going forwards. They do also have a partnership with Unreal Engine and Epic for UE5, showcasing what would probably be the start of a relationship that would see a lot of their in-house studios begin to develop using UE5. Primarily, the hardware for PlayStation 5 has seen a drastic change. The overheating problems, the noise problems from the current generation should be a thing of the past. The redesign of the next console with better ventilation, vapor chamber cooling built into it, and better extraction points, as well as a fully redesigned console itself that allows swift ventilation and cooling, so no more noisy consoles. They've heavily invested into their SSD technology, leading the area in the industry, not only on console, but also on PC. Their technology has allowed them to push throughputs and bandwidths of their SSD beyond what has been capable previously at 5 gigabits per second, which should in theory allow them to stream assets far quicker into the world, allow little to no loading times for games, and many other benefits, which will help game designers increase the level of fidelity, the size of the worlds, or even the density of the worlds that they create. Alongside this, PlayStation have also invested heavily in sound technology. Kraken. Now, the sound technology is 3D audio, in keeping with that and Dolby Atmos. Strangely enough, they have not implemented Dolby Atmos support, or at least not officially advised that they have implemented Dolby Atmos support for their platform, meaning that this proprietary technology will only be adopted primarily by those using the PlayStation 5, in keeping with their message that they want to draw a line under the previous gen and go into the next gen with a clean slate. The sound technology, again, drawing relevancies to Dolby Atmos, will be a game changer for PlayStation fans. Those who have not experienced Dolby Atmos before are in for a treat and a surprise, hearing objects far more detailed in the open world whatever game you're playing done before, beating out traditional surround sound methods with ease. This has been also alongside a completely redesigned controller. The controller itself, the DualSense 5, removing the previous name DualShock, now has haptic triggers which provide sensors that allows you to feel as if you're pulling bows back when you're pulling the bow on a bow and arrow. Different variations of terrain underneath the feet of your characters, as well as other sensors, implementing a microphone also into the controller, and a sharp redesign of the platform itself and the controller to make it more futuristic, sleek, and a welcome change. Sony, however, have opted against the use of previous generation controllers for the next generation titles. They want you to be fully immersed in their next generation titles from top to bottom, meaning your DualShock will continue to work with PlayStation 4 titles compatible on PlayStation 5. However, it will not work with PlayStation 5 titles, as they want to immerse you within the worlds that they create from top to bottom, through audio, through feel, and through visual, creating an experience to truly bring the player in. Unexpected to many, PlayStation have also went down the route of providing 2 SKUs for the next generation. An SKU known as just simply PlayStation 5, which has the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray player, but also a secondary SKU, the all digital. This, theoretically, should provide players with choice. If they wish to build up their physical collections, then get the physical version of the console. If they wish to build up their digital collections and reduce the cost or the investment going into next generation, and jump into the digital only version of the console. PlayStation wants you to invest in the next generation. They're keen for their player base to jump in and switch from their current PlayStation 4s to the PlayStation 5 as quickly as possible, so that they can experience the new worlds that they create. I hope you enjoyed this video. Tune in every Wednesday for the mix-up midweek podcast with myself, your host, WandrinDutch, panel members Forza Owen, Patcha070 and Sean Ballon. Please like, subscribe, give me feedback. I'll see you again next time. Goodbye.